And doing the Tupac AI thing, you know, you talk about feeling disrespect. I mean, the whole coast, we love Tupac. Right. You know what I'm saying? The world love Tupac. You know what I'm saying?
The fact that you feel like you could just use Tupac voice and have him saying whatever,
shit on him like that,
and don't give us some kind of, you know, a little, hey, this is just a rap song, da da da. You got to do like when BMF come on, like, saying, you got to give us a little. This is, you know what I mean?
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer, right? To not do that and just think you just gonna keep jumping on the internet and do things with people's voices, and to me that's it's ignorant.
Hey, I heard you like him young.
Get out the way, man. Get out the way. Get out the way.
Get me out the way, homie. You a lame too. Hey Drake, you on the phone with an A minor. You dude.
Oh my goodness, you won't believe who's finally weighing in on this explosive Drake versus Kendrick Lamar situation. Xzibit has stepped into the ring, and while he might be fashionably late to this drama, he is not holding anything back. He's coming for Drake's throat, honey, and he's absolutely furious about how Drake disrespected the West Coast and Tupac's legacy. But wait, it gets even juicier. Xzibit broke down exactly how Drake completely underestimated Kendrick in this whole messy situation. Now, here's the tea. Xzibit initially tried to stay neutral in this beef, but child, all that changed the moment Drake started running his mouth about Tupac.
Kendrick Lamar is a very special individual.
Right.
I think he is a deep thinker. I think he is a big part of what is unifying and energizing the West Coast right now. And I think he was severely underestimated.
So listen up, because this is where it gets wild. Xzibit just spilled all the tea on Drink Champs, explaining why Drake took such a massive L in this beef with Kendrick. And let me tell you, X did not hold back when telling Noraga that Drake seriously misjudged his opponent. According to X, Kendrick is playing in a whole different league, and Drake just couldn't see it or refused to acknowledge it.
What we're seeing now is the repercussions of stepping on somebody that you shouldn't have stepped to.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not even in the same class. You know, in my opinion, Drake should have just put out a massive hit for the women and went on about his business. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you saying like after?
After the first shot, you know what I'm saying? But pride is a mother, ego is a mother.
Kept going.
But hold on to your seats, because there's more. Xzibit made it crystal clear that he wasn't trying to pick sides at first. But honey, everything changed when Drake crossed that line and started disrespecting Tupac's legacy. That's when X had to step up and say something, because darling, there are some lines you just don't cross, especially when it comes to West Coast legends.
Doing the Tupac AI thing, you know, you talk about feeling disrespect. I mean, the whole coast, we love Tupac.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The world love Tupac. You know what I'm saying? No dog in this fight.
Yeah, no, I know.
But none
of us do.
Yeah, but the West Coast is where I'm at, and that's what's up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so Kendrick is definitely ruling the pack.
And let me spill some more piping hot tea. The fans are absolutely living for Xzibit's take on this. Everyone's saying Drake showed his true colors by disrespecting Tupac's legacy. I mean, seriously, we all know the West Coast is literally the backbone of hip-hop history, and Tupac was the voice that put the West Coast on the map and spoke for those who couldn't speak for themselves. So Drake disrespecting Pac? That wasn't just a slap in the face. It was a declaration of war against the entire culture. Ever since Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, California has been absolutely rejoicing in Drake's downfall, and they are showing no signs of slowing down. This track has brought all the Drake critics together like we've never seen before in hip-hop, and the celebration is absolutely real. But darling, this isn't just about Drake taking an L, it's about California and the entire West Coast reclaiming what's rightfully theirs. Just imagine, one LA native took down the biggest rap star in the game with what people are calling one of the most legendary rap battles we've seen in recent memory. But here's where it gets even messier. Drake's been saying things lately that have seriously offended the West Coast, especially when it comes to disrespecting Tupac and other legends. Now, this Kendrick and Drake beef has been simmering for over a decade, but this West Coast versus Drake situation, that's fresh drama, honey. Remember when Drake came out swinging on his diss track Push Ups, claiming he gets more love in LA than Kendrick? Well, Kendrick didn't directly respond to that line in his tracks, but you could tell it struck a nerve. Instead of clapping back with words, Kendrick let his actions do all the talking by delivering one of the most iconic rap performances in recent memory, proving once and for all that the West Coast stands firmly behind him.
I ain't gonna lie to you, watching that concert, it was like the first time like I seen rap like transition, like it kind of like this. He's the new king. Like they didn't say that. They didn't say that.
Yeah.
Like having Drake come out and say, "I see dead people."
I see dead people.
Yeah. You have the biggest of the biggest West Coast guy come out, and he's not dissing, Drake, but him just co-signing that, and then that record you just wanna do a gang dance.
Yeah, that's been stuck in my head all the whole time.
So you woke up, they not like us.
I woke up with this stuck in my head. They not like us. They not like us.
They not like
And speaking of proving points, let me tell you about the absolute scene at Kendrick's concert. The star-studded lineup of artists who graced that stage and the legendary figures who showed up to support Kendrick. It was a clear message that Drake's claim about getting more love in Kendrick's city was completely false. Here's the real tea. Drake made a massive mistake by confusing LA with Hollywood, thinking that just because he's a bigger celebrity in certain circles than Kendrick, the whole West Coast would automatically bow down to him. But honey, let me educate you. LA and Hollywood are two completely different worlds, and that confusion, it cost Drake big time. Van Lathan broke this down perfectly on his podcast, saying Drake basically mixed up West Hollywood with Inglewood. And Chile, those are not the same thing.
Confuse Delilah for Watts.
Which he shouts out.
He confused Poppy for Compton. He confused West Hollywood for Inglewood.
Mm-hmm.
The people that I seen, the people that I observed bopping to Not Like Us, they was two-stepping to that bitch.
Yeah, they were.
They were crip walking to that bitch.
They were.
That was some LA shit. The record is produced by DJ Mustard, a former Drake collaborator. When it was time for people to coalesce in Los Angeles, not in Hollywood, not in Calabasas, not in West Hollywood, not in Santa Monica, not in the places you might go, not in Beverly Hills, not in the places that people from outside of Los Angeles think are Los Angeles, right?
Right.
When it was time for people to coalesce around the record, the people I seen dancing to it was Shamika and them, Big Ron, Lil CC. You know what I'm saying? People like that. People like the people from Low Bottoms. People that are going with Dot that are from LA. People get their LAs confused all the time.
The embarrassment doesn't stop there. Drake seriously underestimated not just Kendrick, but the pure love and loyalty he commands in his own city. And now Drake's Hollywood fantasy is getting a brutal reality check from the real LA. When you're out here completely misreading what your rival's city truly represents, you've already lost the battle. And Drake managed to infuriate countless people in the process, including Xzibit, who is not the one to mess with.
Like Drake was, damn near #1 for a decade, if not more. You know what I'm saying? And he felt untouchable. So it's very dope to see, Kendrick come into his own. And I'm pretty sure he was pushed in a lot of ways from that situation. But to see what he turned into and to see what he represents and what he means to us on the coast, it's fantastic. It's dope. When he did that pop-out concert and Dre went out there and all them neighborhoods came out there.
See, we didn't
and he
know that.
stayed on stage.
Let me, because we want you to explain this in its entirety, in depth.
Yeah.
Us on the East Coast, we looking thinking these are artists. And although they might be artists, but we're not understanding that they represent different gangs.
Oh no,
different territories.
There were some artists up there. There were some artists, but there was some very important people to the street up there too. That usually don't really be standing next to each other.
Right.
And I think it just really set the tone for what's coming next.
Right.
So everybody saw that and was like, oh, oh, we ain't had this before in the West.
That's what I'm trying to say.
We ain't had this before.
Maybe slightly during the peace treaty.
No, it'd be pieces. It'd be pieces of the West coming together. Still excluding some of these parts because of past things that happened or just like that's just how things have been. But when that happened, a lot of got pushed to the side and was like, okay, you know what? Let's unite around this W. Let's unite around this genius that is this doing this phenomenal work.
All right.
And, you know, look, we can beef internally, but to the rest of the world, unified. Like, we haven't had that, you know what I'm saying?
But wait, because it gets even messier. Despite everyone warning Drake to stop dragging Tupac's name through the mud, he just kept digging himself deeper. Remember that AI mess where Drake used Tupac and Snoop's voices to throw shade at Kendrick on the tailor-made freestyle? He had them sounding disappointed in Kendrick, and chilly, that's when all hell broke loose. Tupac's own family had to step in and check Drake for disrespecting Pac's legacy. The estate was not playing around. They threatened legal action and forced Drake to pull that track from his social media. And let me quote this directly because it's too juicy. Howard E. King, the lawyer for Tupac's estate, called the track a flagrant violation of Tupac's publicity rights, adding that the estate would never have given its approval for this use. But it gets better. King said in a statement, the unauthorized, equally dismaying use of Tupac's voice against Kendrick Lamar, a good friend to the estate who has given nothing but respect to Tupac and his legacy publicly and privately, compounds the insult. But wait, there's more. Tupac's brother, Mopreme Shakur, also came for Drake, calling it a cowardly move to use Pac's voice instead of dissing Kendrick directly.
The question was about AI. You know, and just because you can do something, that doesn't mean you should do something. Me personally, I'm from the old school, you know, Queens, New York, Mecca. That's why I got my bones. You know what I mean? So the way we battle rap, because, you know, from what I understand, it's a battle. If it's a battle, it should be mano a mano. At my humble opinion, it should be mano a mano. Skill against skill, flow against flow. You know, when you put AI into the game, you make sure balance.
Now fast forward to that iconic pop-up show in Inglewood, and Kendrick did not hold back. He called out Drake's disrespectful stunt right there in front of the crowd, telling everyone they shouldn't let anyone mock or imitate their legends.
Oh, so y'all ain't gonna let nobody disrespect the West Coast, huh? Oh, y'all ain't gonna let nobody mock and imitate our legends, huh?
And honey, the West Coast is still riding this victory wave and making sure Drake knows that if he ever thinks about stepping foot in their territory again, he better watch his steps. Let's be real. Drake's probably not booking any trips to California anytime soon. The way things are looking, he might want to keep his distance from the West Coast for a good long while. In fact, Drake just conveniently jetted off to Australia for his tour, and the timing? Suspicious. Not only is he dodging all the media frenzy around Kendrick's Super Bowl performance, but there's also all this tea about Drake possibly trying to block Kendrick from performing Not Like Us during the halftime show.
So Drake did all this so Not Like Us doesn't play at the Super Bowl. He knows nothing. The timing of this just says he just doesn't want the song played at the Super Bowl. And because it's in a lawsuit, the NFL is going to tell Kendrick, hey, you can't play this song.
And the drama just keeps unfolding. Allegedly, Drake pulled every string possible to prevent Kendrick from performing that track. And here's the most shocking part. That lawsuit Drake filed against UMG, word on the street is that it's directly connected to his desperate attempts to keep Kendrick from stealing the spotlight at the Super Bowl. Now you might wonder why Drake is so pressed about this one song and its Super Bowl moment. Well, Not Like Us isn't just any track. It's a powerful statement about Kendrick's position in hip-hop, especially when it comes to representing the West Coast. But that's not even the half of it. Not Like Us had people worldwide digging deep into Drake's problematic history with young women pulling out receipts left and right. While Drake claimed in his lawsuit that the song was defamatory because it wrongly portrayed him as inappropriate with minors, filing that lawsuit might have been his biggest mistake yet. Now all those old receipts showing his questionable behavior with young women are resurfacing and everyone's talking about it. Talk about a PR nightmare. Definitely not the kind of attention you want when you're already under fire.
I don't know if I should feel guilty or not, but I had fun. I like the way your breasts feel against my chest and stuff. I just want to thank you.
And he's honestly so fantastic and a great friend and a great role model. You know, we just texted each other the other day and he was like, I miss you so much. I was like, I miss you more. He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely going to go and see him. I'm so excited, yeah.
You and Drake, that's awesome. That's awesome.
What advice does he give you? Like, what does he say?
About boys. He helps me.
What?
Yeah. He's great. He's wonderful. I love him.
What's his advice with boys?
You know, that stays in the text messages.
So where does this leave Drake? It's honestly hard to predict his next move at this point. Most people are saying Drake needs to take several seats, lay low for a while, and focus on what he actually does well, making pop music. He should probably let this whole mess blow over and come back with something more like Take Care. You know, something deep and soulful where he's in his comfort zone. Because let's be honest, all this tough guy talk and rap beef drama, it's clearly not working out for him. But what do you think about all this tea? Do you agree with Xzibit that Drake totally underestimated Kendrick and crossed a major line by disrespecting Tupac's legacy? And what should Drake's comeback strategy be if he wants to bounce back from this mess? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to catch our next video because, honey, this drama is far from over. This whole situation is giving us some of the most iconic moments in hip-hop history, and the way the West Coast has united behind Kendrick. It's absolutely legendary. Drake might have thought he was the king of LA, but this whole situation has shown him exactly where he stands. And it's not where he thought. The culture has spoken, and it's clear whose side they're on. This isn't just about music anymore. It's about respect, legacy, and authenticity. And Drake might have just learned the hard way that some lines you just don't cross.